It's Tuesday. It's Mark Pyers. It's Real Talk.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way
To ease my mind
and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on Tuesday, day 414 in a row of the Real Talk show. And we're here today to talk about some stuff. You know, this is a positivity, it's a motivation show. I'm usually not here to complain at all. But today I had to post a clip, a couple of pictures of just something I'm dealing with personally. And it's the first time I've kind of expressed any bit of frustration, you know, social media wise, except for the last on day 400 and 401 when I went full politics, just with my disgust of the nation currently. However, today actually started yesterday, driving home after Real Talk. And all of a sudden I get this warning on my car and it says tire malfunction. Have you had this before? Now, look, the one thing I will say, thank goodness my car has a warning light that tells you there's a malfunction. There's something going on with your tire. You need to get off the road. So I pull off to the next gas station I could find. And I'm walking around the vehicle and I see and I look and I see my tire is flat, sitting there right on the ground. I'm like, I just had gone to see a friend of mine who's a builder. I'm stopped over to see him. And I'm like, did I run over a nail maybe on the way out? Let me just check. I put my hand in there and I feel metal. I'm like, oh my goodness, what the heck? And I should have brought the pictures up. I was going to do that and I just didn't get around to it. You could see this on Facebook. The interior wall of my four wheels, typically within 6 months, turns to mesh. And it's just like patterned. Every couple inches you'll see like totally down to mesh. Now this car is a Mercedes. I pulled off the lot with 4 miles on it. And since I drove the car, it has been doing this. Every 6 months, new tires. Every time I go in, and I stopped going to the Mercedes to bring the car in. And I was an idiot for even going there in the first place because it's like 9 times what it really costs. And I'd say, look, I'm having this issue. I shouldn't have to replace my tires every 5 to 6 months. Who has to do that? Now, I do drive a lot of miles. However, I drive really slow, guys. I barely put my foot down on the gas. I'm driving like, seriously, you'd be like, is this guy 90? And like, no, I just like to drive slow. Look, I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm just going to get there. As long as you leave yourself enough time, you'll get there anyway. But I drive really slow, so there's no reason why I'm burning through tires twice a year. So, again, this is the stock response from Mercedes. Oh, well, that's just your vehicle. That's your car. Your model is set that way. Well, it's not normal for a car to run through tires that quickly. Oh, well, then I get this. Well, it's your camber. You need to adjust your camber, but that's as long as the bolts are. Zabrowski, give me some positivity, my friend. You guys feel that? So I'm sitting there, side of the road, 5-ish, and I'm changing the tire. I put the tire in the trunk, I put on my spare, and I'm like, okay, great. Well, at least I have one tire. At least it's, whatever. I'll go and get the tire switched maybe sometime this week, next week. I'm busy, so I'll find the time. Then I start thinking to myself, well, if that one was like that. So today I'm dropping by to see, I'm putting on a new listing tomorrow. I'm so excited about this property. I'm going to walk you guys through it and show you the transformation, where it started, where it ended. And this is a story of not listening to the naysayers, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. And I get there, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? Where the driveway is, I could see below a little bit. I walk down, and I can see straight up metal on the inside right wall, on the right tire, on the back right tire. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just as bad as the other one. I'm going to be driving today, tomorrow, or the next day, and the same thing is going to happen. And now I have no spare, because my spare is in the trunk, which was my original tire, which has that thing going on that one. So I don't know what to do. And you know what? It's just like, okay, listen, Every time I've complained about this to Mercedes, I get these like stock responses like, oh yeah, that's just your car. No, that's just the way it is. I've got this other thing. It's a panoramic sunroof that I've never used. I don't use the sunroof. I don't know why, but it's there. And it started making this weird like crackling sound. Like I go over bumps and it sounds like the thing's going to break on me. It's not going to break, guys, but it just sounds like it. It's a I always have my kids in the car and they're like, Daddy, what is that? You should get a new car. I'm like, no, the car is still driving. I'm going to drive this thing into the ground. It's my car. But it shouldn't be making noise like that. So I go in, I'm saying, look, hey guys, do you guys hear this? Here, you're changing my tires again. And while you're doing that, can you take it for a ride and tell me, do you hear what I hear? Which is like crackle, snap, crackle, pop all over my head, this glass. Oh, yeah, you know what? We do hear it, sir. That's actually something. First of all, the first dealership said, no, we don't even hear it. We don't know what that is. We never heard of that before. Then I go to the other one. I'm not going to call people out. So I go to another one, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's a common thing. Everybody has problems with the panoramic sunroof. This is what I'm hearing from the other guy. Like, wait, huh? What? I got one telling me that they've never heard of it before, and you're telling me that everybody's got this problem. So how do I fix it? Well, it's about $2,500. We can fix it for you. But after 20,000 miles, it's going to happen again. Wait, hold on. Can you run that by me one more time? So I'm going to pay you to repair it. And then within 20,000 miles, it's going to happen again. I'm always going to hear this? You guys are okay with that? Like, huh? Like, how do you say? Because here's the other thing. If you guys have never owned a Mercedes before, BMW may be the same thing. I don't know, Audi. When you leave there, they harass you to give them a 5-star rating. Oh, sir, if you give us any less than a 5-star, we're considered complete failures. We have such stringent standards here at Mercedes. If we don't get 5s, we're considered failures. Please give us a 5. Well, now I got to give the guy a 5 because he's made me feel really bad that he's going to get fired or they're going to blame him for the failure. But how could you as a brand stand behind poor quality? I don't get that. And take accountability. Yes, you guys, your engineers are amazing, but you may have made a couple of errors when you engineered the 2013 E350. I'm just saying. Because there's no reason a car should be driving with wheels like this. The camber on my car is spec'd out to be 1.5 degrees. Currently, it's 2.7. That's almost double what it's supposed to be. And then the front was supposed to be 1.5. That's 2.2. It's not as bad, guys. It's not as bad as 2.7. I'm still running through tires twice a year. So I complain about it today for the first time. Thank goodness a lot of my friends on Facebook gave me some great suggestions, other shops to check out that have fixed problems similar. You know, it's amazing when you put something else like out there like this, how many people go, oh yeah, I had the same issue. I'm going to read you some of the responses that I've gotten on this because I think it's quite interesting because many people have dealt with the same issue. Like my friend out in California sent me a pretty funny one. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Because we're here, right? We're here, guys. We're doing the show. We might as well get into it. And then Thierry has one too that I think was pretty crazy. And I didn't get the full gist of his, but I'm trying to get to the comments now. Why can't I see anything? Isn't that amazing when you want to write something and you just don't see it anymore? Like right now I'm trying to find this comment and I don't see it anywhere. Anyway, I'll get to it. But Thierry said the same thing. My very long story short, I will never buy a Mercedes again in my life. This was Thierry. The worst experience I had with all the Mercedes I owned, done. I could tell you what happened to everyone I got one day. If you want my advice, get rid of it ASAP and get a Honda, for example. Oh my goodness. Listen, I just want a car that gets me where I need to go. I just want to make sure that I'm not driving and all of a sudden I see tire malfunction. Wait a second. I just got these tires 5 months ago, so they should be fine. I must have just gone over a nail. No, it looks like somebody shot you up with like a machine gun on the inside. Have you guys seen this? Look at the photo on Facebook. It's insane. It's like somebody at night was just shaving off the rubber, just like, it's that bad, guys. The rest of the tire looks mint. Well, that's actually starting to go a little, but the inside should not look like that. I went to Advanced Auto Parts today. Hey guys, have you ever seen this before? You ever gotten to a place before when they start saying, hey Tommy, come here, look at this. Hey, can you believe this? Look at this guy's tires over here. That's what was going on. They're like, hey Teresa, get a look at this. Like, I was getting that from people. And I'm like, yeah guys, look, I have to deal with it, all right? It's funny to you, but I have to go and stop into a place like this every couple of months because all of a sudden I have one tire out and I'm within minutes, hours, day or two of the other one just blowing out as well. It's crazy. And then you say, wait a second, but this is Mercedes. It's Mercedes. Yeah, well, if it's Mercedes, then they should be like, look, we're sorry that you're dealing with this. Let's help you resolve it. I've been talking about this since 2013. Not once has anybody from Mercedes said, look, it's like $300 to fix this problem for you, sir. We don't want you dissatisfied. We want you to come back and buy a vehicle from us again next time. This is my first purchase. That was my first car purchase. Big purchase, right? If I had a great experience, what am I going to do, guys? I'm going to go back and I'm going to buy another one from them. What am I going to do now? I'm sitting here on my talk show for the first time in 414 days going negative on something. And I'm not intending to just change the format of the show, but this is real talk, guys. I'm here to let whatever is happening in my life come out. I realize that today. This is a positivity and motivation show. It's a variety show. It's a comedy. I mean, everything's going on here. I got something to share with you guys that I think you're going to enjoy. Jeff Bezos calling back in today with his comments on this whole Bezos Earth Fund. Have you heard about this? I'll play it in a moment. If we get enough people on, I'm going to play it for you. And basically, this show has turned into something that I don't understand, but I'm not going to get in the way of it. And if I wake up one day and all of a sudden I'm driving and two of my tires are now all of a sudden, what? I'm going to talk about it, okay? And if it's Mercedes to blame, I'm going to talk about that too. And this is my question for you for the day. How big does a brand get or need to get before all of a sudden they just don't care about their consumer anymore? They're like, whatever, we don't care if Mark's unhappy. Because Mark is just one guy buying one car every 5 to 7 years. I don't care about him. We're that big now. Like, at what level do you say to yourself, you know what? Quality is important, guys, but if one guy's not satisfied, there's so many more. We're Mercedes. Like, I'm the CEO and the founder of BeatSeat. I am so proud of my invention and what I build here for you guys. That BeatSeat to me is something I have a lot of pride in, okay? And when I put one out there into the world, I want someone to love that BeatSeat. I stand behind that BeatSeat. If something goes wrong, I'm going to fix it. Wait a second, the snare is not sounding correct? Well, you know what? After you play it for a while, you move it around, you bang it against the wall a few times, that snare may need a little adjustment. You may need to tighten it up a tiny bit. I don't know. We haven't had enough real-world experience to know exactly what happens after a year, 2, 3 years of those snares with the screws in place. You may need to tighten it a little. You're going to figure that out in real time. But someone calls me and says, hey, you know what, Mark? This is a defective model. Or all of a sudden the wood, something happened since you sent it over. We're here to resolve problems. We're here to build relationships. And one customer means the world to us. When did Mercedes get to the point where that one customer didn't matter anymore? Where they're just one of our customers. And who cares if they just buy 1 or 2 or 3 cars because it's just one. Do you understand what I mean by that? Like, to me, every single BeatSeat is a massive thing to me. That customer means so much. Will there be a point in the future where all of a sudden BeatSeat's like, who cares if blah, blah, blah feels blah, blah, blah about it? I don't think so. You know, I feel like culture is the most important thing within a brand. And if you're not going to live by your standard and stick to it, you're going to just definitely fail. You need to figure out who you are, and then you need to drive towards the future with it. And don't change who you are. Don't change your belief structure at all. And if you're someone who truly wants to help, you'll care about the little guy. Care about it. Cross, my man, how you doing, buddy? So I want to play you guys something here. We had a bunch of people on a few minutes ago, but I went and just vamped about this. And of course, when that happens, we lose people. Because I like to real talk, guys. I like to get into it. Sally, how are you? Yes. Sally said it best. There's no excuse for poor customer service and for poor workmanship. There's no excuse for that at all. Same thing if someone got a Beat seat and they're like, this was just built like crap. I'd be like, whoa, wait a second. What's wrong with it? Send it back. We'll build you another one, you know? I don't think you're going to have that problem. But, you know, like I said, it all depends on what your philosophy is, customer philosophy is. My customer philosophy is very simple. You know, customer first. Whatever you need, we're going to provide. Right now, my newest transaction, I'm going to put this out on the table for you when you explain to you what I'm doing here. The Beat seat now. If you have a guitar that you love and you just want to have a Beat seat that matches that guitar, you can now send a photo of your favorite guitar to me, and I will finish a Beat seat the same way. So if it's a sunburst like that, I'll provide you with a sunburst finish that's similar. If it's a blue sunburst, you know, you've seen that like light blue to dark blue sunburst that some people are doing on like electric guitars, I will create a Beat seat like that for you. So it's a new thing that we're going to do going forward. It's going to be custom finishes on the Beat seat to match your favorite instrument. So I'm really excited about that. I honestly think like if I was a guy who was out there and I had that really cool like pink and whatever guitar, and I can get a Beat seat that looked exactly like it so I could sit them in a room together, even when I'm not playing it, it just looks like furniture. That would be perfect for me. And then the idea that even if I'm kicking it or not, it's the perfect seat that I'm playing in, and it looks just like my guitar. Like to me, this is what we do here with an idea. We evolve constantly. You have to constantly evolve, and you have to continue to find what's better within your idea. If I sat still and I was just like, hey, I have the first drum for guitar players, I never would have figured out that it's also the first drum you could play with your hands and feet and sit upright comfortably. And I never would have figured out that it's a sensory therapy drum. Powerful, extremely powerful. And I never would have realized that I could custom finish these to match people's favorite guitars. This all happens because I believe in the product. I believe in the customer experience. And like I said, I have to figure out this tire thing still. I'm not going to just throw new tires on there, so hopefully I get home today. Hopefully I get home safe today, to work tomorrow, because I'm not just throwing new tires on there again and having them say, geez, you know what, buddy, this is looking bad, but let's just put new tires on there. 6 months later, we'll deal with it again. We'll just deal with you getting new tires because you're not going to do it again. We know that. You've been since 2013. This has been your process. Starting to realize the definition of insanity to me. Just continuing to put new tires on this thing. Sally, it's crazy, right? I mean, what is going on with that? So, yeah, we just did about 18 minutes on that. I think that's enough, all right? And like I said, I don't mean to go neg because I'm trying to keep you guys away from negativity. But again, I need to talk about everything that's going on in my life. And if there are things I'm disappointed in or the way that people are handling things, I'm going to talk about that above all. Absolutely. That's going to be the first thing we talk about. Let's see what we got going on over here, guys. I am trying to check out I just want to go onto my page real quick to make sure that you guys are on with me. I was going to play you guys something really cool. I got a message from Jeff Bezos. You know, he was on yesterday, which was really awesome. This is like, oh, here we go. No, I want to see the other one, guys. Whatever. So Bezos called in yesterday, had a great conversation with him, and he just bought this house out in California for $165 million. And he did, ask me for a referral. I was working on it for him, sent him a bunch of stuff, and I don't hear anything back. All of a sudden I see on the news, Jeff Bezos buys $165 million house. So you guys may have seen, should I play it for you again? Maybe I should play that for you again before I play today's, just because I think, you saw it yesterday. I don't need to play it again. Where am I here? Let's just see if this is the right one. Yeah. So basically, here's what happens. Jeff Bezos calls me yesterday, and he sort of apologized that he purchased this house without calling the Real Talk team. But he also didn't at the same time. He started like bragging about the house. I was like, whatever, dude. And then when I tried to press him for more, to ask him some questions, he's like, oh, well, I've got to go, Mark. I'll call you back later. And then, so anyway, I did get this message from him, and it turned into not just a Bezos message. This is kind of crazy. Actually, I don't know if I should play it yet. Let me just see. This is what I was trying to find out, guys. I don't want to play this until we have enough people on to see it. Because what happens is then nobody sees it. And then it's like, hey, what was that thing you did? We don't like that, guys. Oh, here we go, because Joy's on with me. Hey, Joy. Let me push pause over here. All right, there we go. All right, good. So I see now Facebook. So as soon as I catch enough people on with me, then I'm going to play this clip for you. And it's quite tasty. So what do you guys got going on? Like I said, this was kind of a sidetrack thing for me. Nobody's expecting to be driving, and all of a sudden you're on the side of the road jacking up a car and changing a tire in your nice blue shirt and pink tie. I think I had a pink tie on yesterday. But it's what's going on. This is what happens. Life and experiences happen to you in the moment. And if you're not ready for that, you will always be sidetracked. And no, I was not prepared for a tire blowout. Sorry, it wasn't what I expected to happen yesterday. But I also did not expect to see the other one is right about to pop. And I got to do something about that. So basically, I got to get this camber kit. I tried to order it from Mercedes earlier. They're like, come on. 7 years, you guys can't just get one in stock? I'm sure other people are having this issue. Like I said, I'm hearing it from a lot of people on Facebook. Many people have issues with their cars with the camber. Mine is just completely mental. And like I said, blowing through tires twice a year is just, that's not right. That does not make any sense. So listen, let's get Bezos on here. Sally's on. She'll get a chance to see this. This was a message from Jeff Bezos today, and he's basically asking for other world leaders to donate $10 billion. And it's quite interesting how this took a really interesting turn. Take a look here.
Hi, Mark. I've decided to start the Bezos Earth Fund, and I'm committing $10 billion to the fund. We have to make a change, Mark, while we still can.
We do. You're right.
I'm calling on all world leaders to do the same. $10 billion each. Who else is going to join me?
I will donate the $10 billion. People ask me all the time, Vladimir, what do you put in? I'm putting in everything. I, Vladimir, put in $10 billion.
Of course. I'll put in $10 billion as well, Dr. Trump. We're gonna put in $10 billion. We're gonna stop climate change. And we're gonna do it under my watch. We're gonna win big league. I put in $10 billion too. $10 billion. This is Dr. Evil. I'm actually requesting $10 billion from each of you. Or I'll shoot you with my hypersonic laser. Talk amongst yourselves. Get back to me. Bye.
Dr. Evil. That's what he does right there. Now, that was the wrong clip. Sort of. It was sort of the right clip, but it wasn't the right clip. I'm going to just switch this up real quick because I'm pretty sure it's still the wrong clip over here, too. Because I'm going to play it when we go over to the news section as well. But that's the clip for the day, guys. I mean, what happened there? Bezos.
Hi, Mark.
See, that's the wrong Bezos. Let me just get the right one. No, I don't think that's the right one. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. This is how I do it. You're going to see my Dropbox access here. I think I put... This is all my crazy stuff. Earth Fund last. That was the one right there. Okay, that's the correct one right there. All right, we'll do that one in a second. Let me just make sure I have it over here too, because it has to be Earth Fund. Yeah, that's the right one. Because it actually is Kim Jong-un. I didn't realize that when I first wrote that clip in there. Okay, let's just get into the news. We might as well here. And this will be the tie, and I just played you the clip, but I'll play it again in a second. Jeff Bezos launches $10 billion Bezos Earth Fund, kicking off his own effort to fight climate change. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says he's launching a $10 billion Bezos Earth Fund that will issue grants aimed at addressing climate change. A move that comes less than a month after hundreds of Amazon employees criticized what they saw as the company's weak commitment to tackling the issue. Bezos, who's the world's richest individual with a net worth estimated at nearly $130 billion, unveiled his philanthropic initiative in an Instagram post. Climate change is the biggest threat to our planet, he wrote. I want to work alongside others both to amplify known ways and to explore new ways of fighting the devastating impact of climate change on this planet we all share. That was Bezos right there, but you didn't get a chance to see him. He said the first grants to scientists, activists, and non-governmental organizations would be issued this summer. So very cool that Bezos is doing this. And again, I'm just going to play you just so you can see the proper clip. This was Bezos calling in just this morning to share a little bit more. And of course, we had a couple of Dr. Evil companions join in.
Hi, Mark. I've decided to start the Bezos Earth Fund, and I'm committing $10 billion to the fund. We have to make a change, Mark, while we still can.
I agree.
I'm calling on all world leaders to do the same. $10 billion each. Who else is going to join me?
I will donate the $10 billion. People ask me all the time, Vladimir, what do you put in? I'm putting in everything. I, Vladimir, put in $10 billion.
Of course. I'll put in $10 billion as well, Dr. Trump. We're gonna put in $10 billion. We're gonna stop climate change. And we're gonna do it under my watch. We're gonna win bigly. I put in $10 billion too. $10 billion. This is Dr. Evil. I'm actually requesting $10 billion from each of you.
Greedy.
Or I'll shoot you with my hypersonic laser. Talk amongst yourselves. Get back to me. Bye.
That's a little Dr. Evil joining Bezos. But I'm really impressed with Bezos that he's starting this because honestly, we are at such dire times. I think the world is just going down the tubes. The technology that we are now accessing is not helping us connect to this planet. I often share or discuss, with others, if we for some reason had to figure out how to survive again, really wake up and I got to go forage. I got to figure out where to get my food today, where I'm going to get something to drink that will not make me sick. I don't think we'd be able to handle that. I don't think any of us, there's a small group of people that are survival trained, ready for something like this. But outside of that, people like me, I'm done. What do I do if all of a sudden they're like, hey, buddy, no electricity, no nothing. You got to go out there and kill things. Like, excuse me? I like knowing that my food is already inside some packaging and it goes on top of a skillet. And a few minutes later, it's just inside of, a couple of pieces of bread. And I'm like, oh, that's my food. I didn't have to go there and, it's not me, man. So I'm done. If I have to go out there and somehow, I don't know, who thinks they'd be able to handle it? I want to hear people who are like, yeah, I could go out and do that. I'd go out there and build a house by myself. I'd go over and figure out how to heat my whatever and go and get food on a daily basis and not freeze to death in the winter times. Like, what? You would just see people just dying off. Not even because we are not able to learn. We were able to do it before, but we are lazy as a society now because of all this technology. We have become complacent, and now if it's taken away from us, we are completely screwed. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Does anybody think I'm wrong, or do you think I'm absolutely right? Because I think I would be screwed if all of a sudden you were like, hey, Mark, you don't have any of this. Somehow you've got to go out and get your Real Talk message out on a daily basis, and there's nobody that could even tune in because there's no electricity, and you have a message that needs to get out there. What are you going to do? I don't know. I guess I'd go walk out my door and hope there's nobody there with a machete trying to kill me to get my food, and try to tell them, no, we should be nice to each other. We don't need electricity. We need hugs. Like, I don't know. I think we go back to a barter system if that happens. Hey, look, I've got some eggs. I got some chickens back there laying eggs. How about I help you with that? And you cut a couple gallons of milk off for me. We do a little trade. Like, it's going to get back to that. How about I'm there sitting on a beat seat singing and playing songs for you, and you feed me for the night? Like, I don't know. This scares me. And I'll tell you why I'm scared about this, guys, because of my next story here. And this goes right along with Bezos. Let's see. Here we go. This is a very interesting story, and this is not something that you and I will ever be able to experience. But here's a look inside the 15-story underground doomsday shelter for the 1% that have luxury homes, guns, and armored trucks. You guys ready for this one? In case of emergency, some millionaires have the option to head underground. In 2008, an entrepreneur bought a missile silo in Kansas and converted it into the ultimate $20 million fortified shelter, complete with necessary amenities like a general store, fisheries, and medical center. What are you doing with fisheries? Where are you fishing if you're living underground from an atomic attack? Oh, I got my fisheries so I can go outside and get some fish with 9 eyes and 6 teeth. You eat that one, buddy. I'm staying underground, and I'm going to eat whatever's in the general store. Give me something. Let's see what we got here. While units in the development are mostly spoken for, several are currently available for prices ranging from $500,000 to $2.4 million. When the apocalypse arrives, life goes on. That's the possibility some are preparing for, at least. In 2008, Larry Hall purchased a retired missile silo, an underground structure made for the storage and launch of nuclear weapon carrying missiles, for $300,000. That's a pretty good deal, right? You bought an underground missile silo for $300K? Converted it into apartments for people who worry about Armageddon and have cash to burn. Fortified shelters built to withstand catastrophic events from viral epidemics to nuclear war. You may be down there sooner than you think with this coronavirus. I don't know if you guys seen what's going on. Everyone's dying. And it's not funny. Not at all. Hall's survival condo project in Kansas cost about $20 million to build and accommodates roughly a dozen families, complete with food stores, fisheries, gardens, and a pool. Maybe they're fishing in the pool. Look, I caught one, Dad. Let's see. The development could pass as a setting in the game Fallout Shelter, wherein players oversee a group of post-apocalyptic residents in an underground vault. Take a look inside one of the world's most extravagant doomsday shelters. The Survival Condo Project is no ordinary condo development. Jeez, I don't have any music here to build some. Yeah, we need to build a little bit of that. You know what I mean? It sits inside a missile silo built during the height of the Cold War. The structure housed a nuclear warhead from 1961 to 1965 and was built to withstand a direct nuclear blast. Guys, I'm going to show you this real quick because you know what it reminds me of? Do you ever see Spies Like Us with Dan Aykroyd and who's the other guy? Dan Aykroyd and I can't think of the other guy in that movie. But let's see if I can show this to you. It reminds me of when that scene happens where all of a sudden, do you see this? Like a missile coming out of the ground. That's what the dude bought. Pretty cool. Pretty crazy though. So look, if this happens, you're going to see a lot of people trying to live underground again. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happening. And I'm worried about that. So hopefully, just hopefully, we don't have any sort of freaky scares like this where people are going underground. Oh, Bezos, help us, Bezos. Tell us, what are you going to do? Especially, you don't want people joining this, like, you don't want people coming in and trying to get their fingers into the mix. If Bezos is doing something positive, you don't want, like, a Dr. Evil in there or Vladimir Putin. I'm just saying. And yeah, I kill these bits to death when I create them, but if I'm going to create something and somebody new comes on, they should see what the bit is about. Right, Sally? I mean, that's what's going on here. So Bezos calls in and he just wants to tell us.
Hi, Mark. I've decided to start the
Oops. That's Bezos. Bezos is telling us all about his new doomsday project. And if you haven't seen this yet, shoot me a note. Let me know. I will drop it again for you so you can see what's going on here. But basically, Bezos started an Earth Fund. And he left us another message today. It was awesome having him yesterday call into the show. And so basically what we're going to do now, guys, let's get over and play some music for you. I'm up for that. How about you? All right, here we go. Jeff, what's up, buddy? I'm about to play some music for you. I'm glad you joined. Jeff, did you join on YouTube yet? Guys, reminder, head over to YouTube, subscribe, and ding the bell. I'm going to play you a quick tune right now. Let's get to it. Of course, no pick. I left my pick at home. Left my pick at home last night. I'm going, oh, till I don't get back. I don't know how that song goes, but I can't find my pick now. No, I'm gonna play without it. You guys know what I'm talking about? That song? All right, let's play something for you. I'm playing without a pick today with some cracked up fingers from this cold. Let's just do a quick tuning so we know we're good. A little off. Come on, B. Are you guys ready for this? This is called Growing Up.
Childish ways teaches me to treasure all my days. Look at me, I'm growing up. I'm finally growing up. one life. You won't make it, this is right. I'm finally growing up. I'm finally growing up. I'm growing up. I'm growing up. I know. I know we grow. I'm the everyone we're growing up. I'm finally growing up. I'm finally growing up. I'm finally I'm growing up.
Wish I had a pick, guys. Get one more in for you. Another finger picking song. Let's think about this one. Kind of hurts to play that one.
Got me thinking about yesterday. The scene's open-ended. My memories cast shadows over me. I face my decisions, pain thinking about you and how it used to be, how it used to be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How it used to be. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's how it used to be. It's how it used to be. My days seem longer now. My mornings harder without you. To wake up smiling next to be happy again. Why did it have to end? Yeah, and now I have to walk into night with my eyes closed. Even though it's dark outside, I can see what's in front of me. It's how it used to be. It's how it used remember more about you and me, how it used to be, how it used to be, how it used to be. Yeah, 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 yeah. How it used to be. How it used to be. My days seem longer now. My mornings harder without you. To wake up smiling next to be happy again. Why did it have to end? Oh yeah, now I have to walk in tonight with my eyes closed. Even though it's dark outside, I can see what's in front of me. It's how it used to be. It's how it used to be. Think about it all the time. It's how it used to be. It's how it used to be. Oh, oh. Oh, how it used to be. It's how it used to be. How it used to be.
Couple original songs for you on the beat seat. Ah, that's what we're doing here, guys. That's what we're doing here. Little real talk, some music on the beat seat, a little celebrity impression action. Jeff Bezos called in. Did you see that, Jeff? Did you see what happened over here across? Did you see what's going on? It's craziness. I'm getting like daily celebrity impressions or celebrity face swaps, whatever you want to call it. It's happening. It's happening. So I'm going to just play you guys on the way out here. I think we should do this because we're just about, no, you know what? We're short of an hour today, which is kind of nice. Okay, I'm taking it easy today. I got things to do, like go and deal with this tire situation. If you didn't see that, you can go back to the beginning of the episode. You hear me go negative for the first time in 414 days. Just, look, you got to complain about a brand that doesn't care about its people. You know, you're so big that now you don't care about the little guy. Especially when the little guy has a talk show. You may want to just pay attention to that guy. Okay? Pay attention to the guy who's got his own talk show. Because it's funny, typically I would just complain to myself. And if it wasn't for seeing my mother and showing her, she's like, this is messed up. Like, how are you not posting that? That's going on in your life. How are you not posting that your tires look like that? And just see if anybody else is dealing with the same thing. And then we find there are many people dealing with the same thing, guys. It's craziness. And that's why it's a beautiful thing when you get to a level like where Jeff Bezos is able to focus on the problems of the world and not focus on the fact that he's got to go and get his tires fixed again. He's got to go over and spend 3-4 hours at Town Fair Tire. Ugh. But I got to do it because what's the alternative? No spare. The spare's got, you saw what it looks like. The other ones on the other side, I'm hoping I can just get through the next day until I can figure out this camber thing. Like I said, I don't know how long it's supposed to take for this thing to arrive. But I'm not just going to throw new shoes on this thing. You know what I mean? Because what happens, you put the new tires on, and then you're like, you just kick the can down the road. You're like, oh, look, I'll just do it next time around. I'll make sure I get that camber kit before I have to replace them again. And you never do. You just keep replacing the tires. So I'm glad I finally said something today because that was my realization that I'm living a life of insanity. Every 6 months, I just go back and put new tires on. And I complain to myself, my wife. I complain. I'm like, can't believe I have to put new tires on. And finally, you guys are going to hear about it again. If this doesn't get fixed and I have to put new tires on tomorrow, whatever, and then 6 months from now it happens again, we'll be talking about it, believe me. So check this out, guys. You heard from Bezos multiple times. I don't need to play the bit again. You can go back and watch it. But we've had 2 appearances from Jeff Bezos 2 days in a row, and it's a pretty cool thing. He's the richest man in the world, and he joins the Real Talk program now, like almost on a weekly basis. Did you guys see this episode? I got a few people on over here on Facebook. I think it's Facebook, maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. But I'm going to play it for you guys real quick because I want you to know what's going on here. Let me just refresh this, because if this is working correctly, then maybe I'll play this one more time. Yeah, okay, so people on Facebook, check this out. This is a message I got from Jeff Bezos today, and a couple people tailed on at the end because they're going to be also donating. Check this out.
Hi, Mark. I've decided to start the Bezos Earth Fund, and I'm committing $10 billion to the fund.
That's brilliant.
We have to make a change, Mark, while we still can.
Agreed.
I'm calling on all world leaders to do the same. $10 billion each. Who else is going to join me?
Who else?
I will donate the $10 billion. People ask me all the time, Vladimir, what do you putting in? I'm putting in everything. Vladimir put in $10 billion.
Of course. I'll put in $10 billion as well, Dr. Trump.
Dr. Trump.
We're gonna put in $10 billion. We're gonna stop climate change. And we're gonna do it under my watch. We're gonna win bigly. I put in $10 billion too. $10 billion. This is Dr. Evil. I'm actually requesting $10 billion from each of you. Or I'll shoot you with my hypersonic laser. Talk amongst yourselves. Get back to me. Bye.
Dr. Evil. That was actually number 2 I just did. Dr. Evil. We're having a problem with the evil monitor. You guys saw that, right? I'm just killing it with these crazy... This is that one.
Donald Trump. Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil.
3rd time's the charm?
It always is.
Perhaps.
Dr. Evil. We're having an issue with the evil monitor.
Oh, Donald, hold on one moment. Number 2 says we're having a problem with the evil monitor.
Ooh, an evil monitor. What's that? Dr. Evil Trump needs his own evil monitor.
Wait, what are you wearing?
It's Dr. Evil Trump.
You're freaking wearing Dr. Evil's clothes.
Look, I know you took my wardrobe. This is what I wear at night. Yes, it is a wig. You know you stole your character from Dr. Trump. Dr. Evil, what is an evil monitor? I've got to get one. Is it on Home Shopping Network?
My evil monitors were built from you. Hello? Donald? Number 2, he did it. He did it again, number 2. Motherfucker!
That was part 3. Part 3 of the saga. This is a weekly show where every week there's going to be a new Dr. Evil and Donald Trump clip. And yes, you guessed it. At the end of every phone call, Trump hangs up on Dr. Evil. So that's basically what we're looking at going forward here. And I appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow on day 415 in a row. If you have any topics you want me to get into, just make sure you send them over to the show. And remember, if you're looking to buy or sell in this spring market, reach out to me. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Mark Pyers.